What's up, everybody, and welcome on back to the episode of the My Side of Things podcast. This is now episode 40. I'm your host, as always, Ash. We got a whole lot of things in the docket to get to today, including talking about SummerSlam predictions, night 1, night 2. Don't know why we needed 2 nights, but we doing it, I guess. So let's go ahead and talk about it. We're also going to be talking about AEW Forbidden Doors, actually AEW Civil Wars. We're going to have a real good discussion about that as well. Also talking about Cody Rhodes' comments on his AEW exit, and child, that Raheem is getting removed from his middle name. And we're also going to be talking about grading every AEW major signee as of 2025. We'll be including in somebody for 2024 as well. I will do the WWE ones next episode. I want to kind of like separate them because I don't feel like, doing everything in one episode. And plus, there's more content for the next episode for y'all to look forward to. But without further ado, before we do jump into everything, though, whether you're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts at, like, follow, share, rate, subscribe, anything you possibly can do to help out the podcast out. It definitely helps the podcast out so much. And if you are a Patreon sub, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. A big old kiss in your freaking forehead, unless you are not a Patreon sub. That does not go to y'all that are not Patreon subs. If you try to grab it, give me that back. Give me that back. I said, give me that back, badass. No, you don't get it unless you are subbed. If you're not subbed, no. But I won't hit you. I'm just playing. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into these SummerSlam predictions, though. We are starting off with a match that I think is going to blow a lot of people away, which it's not going to blow me away because I already said it was a really good match the first time it happened. Nobody want to talk about it, though, because it's two folks that, most people say either can wrestle or can't wrestle, or one of them you just don't want to admit can't wrestle because you sent for her too much. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill. Look, the last time I talked about this match, I talked about it on TikTok, and I said that this was a really dang good match, like a 3.5 to 4-star rating for a match. I thought both of these women had a lot of chemistry with each other. I thought they both looked very smooth with each other. I thought coming off of WrestleMania, they both looked really, really dang good. They kind of have slowed down just a bit. Maybe they were just having like that that WrestleMania high. I'm hoping, though, that They both haven't had any like super big matches besides Jade against Asuka, but I think that these two women can really go out there and show out. I think that they're gonna shock a lot of people, and it's gonna have folks, going back to what I said and being like, damn, maybe you were right about Tiffany and Jade. Maybe they can have at least a good enough match. Maybe it's not some 5-star spectacle, some super grappy, something like that. But I think that these two women can put on a really good match. I think that WWE has done a pretty good job of keeping them separated from each other because of the fact that it's just not going to be the greatest feud with with a War of Words and all that. And I think they also probably want to keep Tiffany from Jade after the whole incident that happened last time when Tiffany was by Jade and Tiffany was hitting Jade. So yeah, probably don't really want that around. And I think that the way Tiffany might try to talk to Jade, and then that might bring up all the old stuff, and it's just not gonna look good for Tiffany at all. It's not gonna look good for WWE at all. So I think they're just really trying to keep this as minimal as possible while still hyping up the match in the best way possible. The match has some hype to it. Obviously, I do. I think the match, like I said, the match is going to be as good as the last one, I expect, maybe even a little bit better. So I do have some expectations for this match, not anything too crazy by any means. I do believe that Jade Cargill is going to get the win here. I just think that it's time to put the belt on Jade. I think it's time to get the belt. Really, I think it's time to get the belt off of Tiffany, not really to put it on Jade, but since Jade is her opponent, I would just put it on Jade. It probably should have been on Nia, to be honest. After that last one standing match, should have got Nia versus Jade, but whatever, I guess. Now we're getting Nia versus Lash. We couldn't get Nia versus Jade, so yeah. Which probably would actually be a better feud, to be honest. But I think the other thing is Tiffany just has nobody to face. There's literally nobody. If she beats Jade Cargill, who does she face at Clash in Paris? Who does she face if she's not having a match at Clash in Paris? Who does she face? Are we doing Tiffany versus Stephanie? Probably not. Or are we doing Tiffany versus Julia? Well, can Julia even make it onto the show? Can she make it onto the show? Are we doing Tiffany versus Chelsea? Again, probably not. Probably would have done the Evolution if we were going to do that. So I think Jade Cargill gets the win here. Jade Cargill probably gets a match at Clash in Paris. If not, this is either setting up to Jade versus Naomi or Jade versus Rhea, maybe Jade versus Stephanie, one of those three, depending on how long Naomi does hold this belt for. But I do see Jade Cargill walking out with here. walking out of SummerSlam with the title. She looked really good with the title on Friday. I think she's going to look, just as good with it going forward. Look, I know a lot of people say that she's not ready for it. She went to NXT and all that stuff. You got to remember that Jade Cargill is 33. For the women's side of things, they usually don't get as long as the men. So going down to NXT is not going to really be the greatest for Jade, especially if you're putting her into a storyline with Naomi and Bianca. Naomi's going to probably be retiring soon. Bianca, who knows how many years she got left. She's 36. Naomi's 37. So it's like you got to get this storyline as quick as you can, whenever you can, and just hope that at least Jade can do just enough to be able to make it look as good as it possibly can. And I think the storyline did look pretty dang good. Obviously, now going forward, Jade probably has, I would say at the very bare minimum, like 4 or 5 years left. So it's like she's not going to have that long in WWE anyways. So you want to just get as many titles as you can. You want to get as many titles on her as you can now before you're not able to get any on her. And, you're just kind of like, you paid all this money for this big signee, and now you can't do much with her because you have her in NXT for like a year or two, and she has like 2 years left on the main roster. So yeah, I do see Jade Cargill walking out of SummerSlam as the new WWE Women's Champion. Maybe she has a match at Clash in Paris. I don't know, to be honest. It's going to be interesting to see where they go, because obviously with Nia Jax going against Lash, I don't know who Jade Cargill really goes up against. Maybe Charlotte Flair, but she's in the tag division. So yeah, maybe we get like a rematch between Jade and Tiffany. I don't really know. There's not that many heels on SmackDown. There is the whole report that they might be doing the draft, so maybe that'll help things out, but who the heck knows, to be honest. Maybe with the draft, maybe Tiffany could retain and then they bring somebody new over, but I just think it's time for Jade to go ahead and get that belt off of Tiffany, because it ain't been the greatest run by any means. Now, next up we have Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Very uninteresting match. I'm going to be so for real with you. It's not that I think both of these guys are bad wrestlers, not that I think they're going to have a bad match. I'm just not interested in two things here. One, Sami Zayn, this whole underdog story, look, this guy's been the underdog in every single dang story. At some point in time, it just becomes like a thing of, okay, buddy, can we get something new? Can we get anything new, my guy? My goodness, you have been telling the same story every single time. I personally can't take this storyline anymore. This whole little stupid underdog thing, it's just eh. And then Karrion Kross is like storyline here, because the whole puppeteer thing, like, he's not, he is a puppeteer, but it's like they never really portrayed him as this big old puppeteer. They kind of just kept it very much so behind the scenes, one-liners, not too much. Somebody turns heel, cool, looks great, but then he's not around any of his puppets. So it's like, he's not really causing much trouble. Most of his puppets have turned face. So it's like, there's not much there. And it's just like, the third thing, I guess, because there is 3 of them, where does the storyline go to? Like, in the off chance that Sami Zayn does turn heel for some reason, what is the point? Is he going over to Friday Night SmackDown? Because Monday Night Raw has a bunch of heels. Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, you have Chad Gable, you have Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, El Grande, and El Grande. One of them is El Mine. You have Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Rusev. Like, everybody is basically a heel on Monday Night Raw. So if you turn Sami Zayn heel and keep him on Raw, who is he going up against? Jay? We're running Jay and Sammy? We're running Penta and Sammy? Like, no, what's he going to become, El Grande? We're going to get a fourth one? We're going to freaking fatal four-way with these guys at this point? Like, no, I don't think there's a point for him to turn heel. If you go to SmackDown, it's like, what do you're going to go against Cody if Cody wins the championship? That's the heel storyline? No, that's not the heel storyline that we're doing. No, there's nothing there for this guy right now. Turning heel is not a good time right now. I think even the same thing about Cody Rhodes as well. Turning heel right now is just not good because there's not that many heels there's not that many faces anywhere. So no, and it's like, what does this do for Karrion Kross? If Sammy turns heel, what does this do? Karrion Kross is another puppet that we're not going to do much of the storyline with? Like, no. And if Sami Zayn doesn't turn heel, again, what does this do for Karrion Kross? He's not a big bad heel. Like, where does this go? It goes nowhere. It goes nowhere for either one of these guys, I feel like. So I think this match is going to be a good match, but I just don't have much interest in it because there's just nothing going forward. I don't think this leads to anything. Like, even if Sami Zayn stays face, does this get Sami Zayn into the world title scene by beating Karrion Kross? I mean, he was kind of already in it to begin with. So, like, does it just solidify him in the world title scene? No. Again, there's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. I guess maybe Sami Zayn turns heel and goes against CM Punk if he wins the title, but, like, no. There's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. I think Sami Zayn is probably going to lose this match because he did win the last one. I think Karrion Kross kind of needs his win here, so yeah, to get a trilogy, maybe you can like hold it off a little longer and then turn Sami Zayn heel down the line when you get more faces on Raw, but I don't know, man. I don't know where they're going with this. I'm going to be so for real with y'all. I'm going to say that Karrion Kross wins here, though, and I think it should be a good enough match, but this match should not have been on SummerSlam. It should have been Julia Zelina. It could have been a tag team match. I would have loved to have seen that Judgment Day LWO match on SummerSlam because that match was really damn good. Yeah, no, I don't think this match should have been here. I'm sorry, man. This match is just, it's cool, but it's not anything like SummerSlam worthy in my opinion. If it had a stipulation, maybe, but nah. I would have took Sheamus versus Rusev. I would have took Sheamus versus Rusev in some like stipulation, Iron Man, last man standing, no holds barred type match, or like just some kind of match. Hell, even a submission match, like First Blood. I don't know, man. Like this match, if it had a stipulation, maybe it's SummerSlam worthy, but without that stipulation, it's just But I'm gonna go with Karrion Kross. Now the next match we gotta talk about. I'm not saying it. I'm not talking about this that much. Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Jelly Roll. I'm not. No, I'm talking about the two only wrestlers in this match, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. I think that they're going to. What do y'all want me to say? What do y'all want me to? It's the stupidest match that we possibly could have gotten from this match that is literally all there for money. I don't care about this match in the slightest. I feel bad that Drew McIntyre has to be in this kind of match of all matches. Like, this just makes no sense to be in this match. It doesn't even fit Drew McIntyre's character to work with Logan Paul. This match is just there. I think Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul get the win, and yeah, I don't. Look at me. There's nothing with this match, man. Oh my God, I feel bad for Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, dude. This is awful. This is why I said though I didn't want Drew McIntyre to be in a Randy Orton feud to begin with. I didn't want him in this feud to begin with because one, I seen it already, and two, I kind of felt like some BS was going to happen, and lo and behold, BS happened. So yeah, no, we're gonna just go ahead and skip past this match. But next up, let's go ahead and talk about. Damn, why like most of the matches on this card all tag team matches? It's like 3 tag team matches on this dang card. Let's go ahead and talk about, a tag team match that has wrestlers in it. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. This is interesting because if you would have asked me before Monday Night Raw, I would have said that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker had to get the win here. But with them getting the over and, hitting a lick on Roman Reigns' shoes. Good God, you freaking criminal Bronson Reed and your damn crackhead Braun Breaker. That spear was crazy, man. The fact that spear happened, and that's not even the craziest part of the night. The fact that Kairi Sane got like 50 feet in the air on an insane elbow, and that wasn't the craziest part of the freaking night. The fact that Lyra Valkyria came out in the big time Beck Stompers 2s, and that's not the craziest part of the night, is insane. Like, all this stuff happened in this night. All this stuff happened. Hell, you had AJ Styles having 4 to 5 jobs last Monday Night Raw, and that's still not even the craziest thing that's happened on Monday Night Raw this entire year. It's Bronson Reed hitting a lick on some damn Roman Reigns shoes on the Air Roman ones. Like, my goodness, man. I really need WWE. I know WWE doesn't care about kayfabe anymore. Please, keep kayfabe somewhat alive. Have Roman Reigns never wear those shoes ever again. Just never wears them ever again until like Bronson Reed turns face and he gives Roman Reigns back his shoes. Never, ever have Roman Reigns wearing those shoes ever again, because it would be such an amazing, just like little detail that like we could talk about in like a year or two. Be like, hey, yo, has anybody seen Roman Reigns wear those dang shoes? damn, Bronson Reed still, like, it's just one of like those like cool little things. So I think they should never have him wear those shoes ever again. But as far as this match though, I think Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are going to go over here. They don't need the over because Roman Reigns literally is not going to be there for the next couple of weeks. So I don't think they need the over here. So unless Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker get their, another member added on Saturday, I think Roman and Jay will go over. But I will say this though, I'm going to go with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I'm going to go with them. Even though I think Roman and Jay will win, I'm going to go with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker because I think they get another member added to that group this Saturday. Whether it's probably not going to be Ethan Page because he has a North American Championship doing things down there, so it probably won't be him. It probably won't be Lexis King because of his feud with Miles Bourne right now. It probably won't be Trick Williams because he's the TNA World Champion right now. Javon Evans, no. Honestly, I don't know who it could be. Because I thought it was going to be Omos at one point in time. I was like, you're going to do something with Omos. This seems pretty cool. Maybe it really is Ricky Saints. I just don't like Ricky with this group, but sure. Let's say it's Ricky Saints. I think he's probably the only person that can be right now because he's the only person that's not in a feud right now. At least, to my memory, he's not in a feud. Could have been Wesley. If he ever wanted to graduate from fucking high school. The guy's been in high school for damn, you super senior, get out of there. Those freaking freshmen. Goodness gracious. Oh my God. Him and Javon Evans had a really good match on this past NXT. I got to watch that back. It was really, really good. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker going over here. Although my heart and mind are telling me this is literally Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. They have to win. Only because Roman is going to be out for 3 weeks. I'm going to think with my mouth, and I'm going to go with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker getting the win because Ricky Saints gets involved in this dang match. It's going to look so weird for him to be like causing issues in this match because he's not that big of a dude. But you know what? Why the hell not? Now, the next tag match that we have on this card is Roxanne and Raquel versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the women's tag titles. I know a lot of people believe that Liv Morgan is going to be showing up. I personally don't think that she is. I think that she's still probably injured. I don't think that it should happen here. I think that Raquel and Roxanne need some more time to really, gel together as a tag team while Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair storyline. They've only been together for like a month now. I don't think that you get the tag titles within a month. I know obviously they're two awesome competitors coming together, being able to work together, gel together, all that in a very short amount of time is crazy to think about. But I don't think that they should get the tag titles just yet. I think this should be held off a little bit more because if Liv Morgan still is like, truly as it was reported to be, she won't be back until like January or something like that. If she cost Raquel and Roxanne now, what happens? She can't fight anybody. She can't do much of anything. She can't take any hits. So what the heck happens? Not much happens. That's what happens. If Liv Morgan isn't hurt, then I would say to have her cost Raquel and Roxanne now. But even then, I probably still would say hold it off just a little bit more. I'm going to go with Raquel and Roxanne winning this match, though. I don't think Liv Morgan's going to get involved. I think that they can use some undermining tactics here. Dominic Mysterio could possibly even get involved as well. But I think Raquel and Roxanne should hold on to the belts just a little bit longer. Like, hold off until I would say probably not Clash in Paris, but maybe Crown Jewel. Maybe you have Liv Morgan pop up there. Maybe you have it held off until Bad Blood. Then it makes a little more sense. You're playing into the whole theme of Bad Blood where Liv Morgan cost Raquel and Roxanne there, got Bad Blood with them, all that. I think that would be a much better time to have Liv Morgan, probably cost them. I did say Survivor Series on my TikTok. I think that she should cost them around there because, again, she's not going to be back until January. That's at least late November. You can even push it back like an extra. Well, it's already been. It's like the latest week in November. So you could do the last week of November. By then, she should be mostly healed up so that she could take some kind of contact, but not anything too crazy. Have her fall on her left side instead of her right side. So you could do something like that, but I'm going to go with Raquel and Roxanne retaining here. I think that they need at least one more big defense, and this could be that big defense. Plus, Kabuki Warriors are kind of involved in this as well, so I don't think Raquel and Roxanne should lose them just yet because you could have Raquel and Roxanne go against Kabuki Warriors. You could have Raquel, Roxanne, Kabuki Warriors versus the Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair if you really want to. Something like that. And then as far as the last match of the night, we have Gunther versus CM Punk in a World Heavyweight title match. Dude, it's so obvious. Seth Rollins is cashing in. There's no way that I think Gunther wins cleanly against CM Punk. Maybe somebody else cost CM Punk, though. Like, maybe this is where Ricky Saints gets involved, and it's like, because Seth Rollins couldn't cost CM Punk, he had to go get somebody else to cost CM Punk, and it is Ricky that cost him. Maybe, I mean, if they're really going to push Ricky as, like, one of the big guys in WWE, maybe not helping out on the Bronson Reed Braun Breaker thing, but instead helping out here would be much better. Like, I don't think CM Punk wins this title. I think if he's going to win it, it's over Seth Rollins. It's not going to be anywhere else. That's the guy's been costing him so many times. I don't see why they would have him win it, you know, against Gunther when Seth Rollins didn't let him win it at Night of Matches. So, you know what? Actually, I think Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker still win, but I'm going to say Ricky Saints cost CM Punk. I think if he is the guy to be joining that group, even though I think it should be somebody else, probably like an Ethan Page, that's like he fits the group a little bit more, or even a Trick Williams, I'm going to say Ricky Saints cost CM Punk here. I would really love for it to be Carmelo Hayes, though, man. If they finally did something with Carmelo Hayes, like moved him off of SmackDown, put him on Monday Night Raw, put him with the Seth Riders, I would love that so much. But I think it's going to be Ricky Saints to cost CM Punk. Unless Seth Rollins isn't hurt, then I'm going to go with Seth Rollins cashing in. But let's just live in the world that he is hurt. Let's just live in the world that he is hurt. Ricky Saints cost CM Punk. This should be a really good match regardless. Going to be a lot of them kickouts. Going to be a lot of, you know, close calls for CM Punk. Probably getting like at least one or two GTSs off. I think one of them is going to cause Gunther to roll out the ring. I think the other one's going to have him like right next to the rope. And then maybe that's where somebody comes to cost CM Punk. If not, maybe like the ref gets distracted and that's where somebody just blindly hits CM Punk. But I think Gunther is going to be walking out of here because I do believe they are going to be setting up to Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov next. He should be back soon. I think he should be back in August. And then we get Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov at Clash in Paris. That's going to be a really dang big match. Actually, yeah, you know what? Yep, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. I got Gunther, Ilya Dragunov at Clash in Paris. I got Ricky Saints costing CM Punk. I think I got Ricky Saints costing CM Punk. Again, if it's Carmelo Hayes, child, I'm finna be up. It's finna be up in a movie. It's gonna be a movie. But either way, CM Punk is not walking out of SummerSlam with the World Heavyweight title. Now for night 2, though, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I think any one of these matches could be a main eventer or an opener. Like, there's so many amazing ones here. I'm gonna go with Naomi and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky to open the night off since it is gonna be John Cena, Cody Rhodes in the main event. I would love to see Becky and Lyra open the night because I think they're going to have an awesome match as well. And I would love to see that freaking tag team ladder match, but I think it's going to be Naomi, Rhea, Io. This really should have been the main event of night 1, but whatever, I guess. I think Naomi has to retain here. There is no way we are having Naomi lose that belt 3 weeks after she just got it. There's no way. There's no way at all that Naomi loses the belt this quick unless they're going to pull an edge with Naomi where she gets short title reigns, she gets multiple title reigns. Then I could see something like that. Like maybe Naomi loses here. Let's say she loses to Rhea. Let's just live in that world. She loses to Rhea. Rhea beats Stephanie at Clash in Paris. And then Naomi gets a rematch at Crown Jewel. And then, well, unless they're doing like the whole women's thing, the champion versus champion thing. Unless Naomi beats Rhea going into Crown Jewel. And then we get Naomi Jade there. But I don't think so. I think that they should just let her have a 3 to 5 month reign. I think Naomi should beat Rhea and Io here. Honestly, Rhea got to take that pin. Man. She's too distracted with Io Sky. Io's taking the pin now. Io took the pin. Bianca took the pin. Rhea has to take the pin. She has to be just completely stamped out of the world title scene for a good amount of time because she took the pin, because I don't want to hear any one of her fans saying anything about she ain't take the pin, she get the rematch. No, that's not how that works. Have her take the pin here. It's fine, WWE. She could take a pin. She's Rhea freaking Ripley. It's okay. A superstar, a megastar, a generational athlete can take a pin. It's okay. Naomi, I think what should happen here is that Io hits the over the moonsault on Rhea. No, actually, should she hit it on Naomi, and then Naomi hits the Riptide on Rhea? I mean, what the hell? No, I mean, my bad. Rhea hits the Riptide on Io. My bad. I mean, if Naomi hit the Riptide on Rhea, that'd be cold as hell, too. That'd be a crazy way to end the match. But I think Rhea, maybe Io should miss the over the moonsault. No, I think she should get it onto Naomi. Rhea gets the Riptide onto Io, and then Naomi, I got it. There we go. Finally got it. Rhea hits the Riptide on Naomi, makes everybody think that Naomi's gonna lose, that Rhea's gonna get the win. Io, she misses Io. Io hits her with that like missile drop kick, and then goes into like all her like her corner stuff and all that, and then eventually goes into the over the moonsault. Naomi throws Io out of the ring and then gets the 1-2-3 onto Rhea Ripley. That could possibly set up another match between Naomi and Io before Naomi versus Stephanie, but there is only like 3 weeks until Clash in. Good God, there's like 3 weeks until freaking Clash in Paris. There could possibly be some match in between with Naomi and Io. So I think something like that could possibly work out right there, where Naomi gets like a little cheap win. I don't think she needs like a big time, like super dominant win by any means, because one, WWE don't book dominant heels anymore when it comes to the women. And two, I just don't think she needs that kind of win. I don't think she's like that kind of character. She's more like, again, proceeding with caution. So you got to always be ready. And that'd be like a really great way to play into her whole entire character. So yeah, either way, I got Naomi winning that match. Next up, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu, because it's the next one I'm looking at. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, steel cage for the U.S. Championship. I think Solo Sikoa should retain. I just don't know where you go with Jacob if he does. Like, maybe Jacob and JC Mateo get into a feud, and then Jacob goes through. Maybe like Jacob has to go through like the whole entire bloodline or MFTs, and then he gets back to Solo to get a big win, because let's see. Solo won at Solo won at Night of Matches. Jacob loses here, because only the thing, like, if they do like a 3-match thing, does Jacob win both the second and third match, or does Solo get it back again? I mean, they could do that, which is what I said they should probably do, which is have these guys keep flip-flopping the U.S. title so that it actually looks important. Mind you, they are going after each other and not really they're going for the title as well, but Solo's more invested in the title. Jacob's more invested in just beating up Solo and getting his title back. It's not really about necessarily getting his title. It's more so just about whooping Solo's ass. So there is a possibility that Jacob could win here. It's going to be interesting, because it's like they're in a steel cage. Obviously, the MFTs are going to try to get involved. I think somebody does possibly make a return here, like a Tama Tonga if he is healthy. But is Jimmy Uso going to really be able to fight off all the MFTs? Is he going to be able to fight off Tama Tonga, Jason Mateo, and, well, he could fight off Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa might end up fighting himself off. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to think about, because Solo should retain, but Jacob could get the win, and then Solo gets it back later on, because Tama Tonga costs Jacob. But do we really want? Well, it's WWE. It's WWE. They definitely would have another interference lead to a person getting a win. I am going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Solo retains. I think Solo retains, but I can see a world where Jacob Fatu gets the win. I guess it depends on who goes over tonight, which I think Solo Sikoa went over. No, Jacob went over last week. So Solo should go over this week. And then that leads to Jacob getting the win on night 2. I don't know, man. It's like, I feel like Solo needs a lot longer than just like a month. He's only held it for like basically a month. He's gotta need longer than just a month. But then again, maybe 3 weeks is fine for Solo. Maybe he gets it back again. Maybe he's kind of like in that edge category where it's like he gets like short title reigns, nothing too long. I'm going to say, you know what? My bad. I got to put something on my dang face. My nose started itching really dang bad. I don't know what the heck it is. I don't know if it's like an allergic reaction or what the heck it is. But I'm going to say Solo can retain here and Jacob wins at Bad Blood. I think this feud goes all the way into Bad Blood. I think that we're going to be getting Jacob Fatu versus Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu versus Jason Mateo. I think Solo does not need a loss here. He has to look a little more credible of a leader if we're really going to be believing in the MFTs like that. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Solo Sikoa getting the win here. And Jacob Fatu will eventually get the U.S. title at Bad Blood. Maybe that ends up leading to like a War Games match with these guys. Somebody having a damn War Games match. I don't know who the hell it is. Either Seth Riders or the MFTs. One of the two. Both of these names are trash, by the way. But next up, though, we have Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. This is going to be a hell of a match. If Dom is allowed to hoop, this match is going to be a certified classic. This is going to be a hood classic right here. We're going to be talking about this one forever. If Dom is allowed to hoop, let that man go crazy at WWE. Please let him be Dom and don't let him be a bottom. Don't let him be bottom of the barrel. Please don't do it. Because Dom, like, we already know AJ can still go. Okay, the Logan Paul match, we don't even have to think about that match. That was a bad match from Logan. That was not a bad match from AJ at all. AJ Styles will look great since that match. If Dom is able just to go with AJ and AJ's leading the match, oh my God, this match is going to be a thing of beauty. This match is going to be a beautiful match. I'm like, this is the match that I think I'm so 50-50 on, because it's like Dom could realistically win this match and just go on to, you know, feud with somebody else. He can go on to feud with Sheamus if they really want to. If they want to like put the IC title on him, or AJ wins the match and they keep the feud up with AJ and Dom, because it's been a really amazing feud. Like, this is a feud that could probably go out a little bit longer. Do they want 2 belts Dom because he does have the triple I Mega Championship match? Do they want that? Do they want just 1 belt Dom? Do they want 2 belt Dom so that he could be like, I'm the greatest Mysterio ever, because what other Mysterio was holding 2 belts at once? Like, do they want to do that? Which I think they probably could end up doing. Do they want to say he's the greatest luchador ever because what other luchadors holding 2 belts at once, even though, you know, Ultimo's literally right there. So yeah, and I think Mercedes might actually be mixed. So there is that as well. Man, I don't know. This is such, like, I am still just so undecided when it comes to this match. Because Dom, I feel like he's not done anything with the IC title. He has not done a damn thing with this IC title at all. So it's like I kind of want him to have the belt off of him so that he can do more, because I like seeing Dominic Mysterio wrestle and stuff like that. I like seeing him being involved and stuff, but it's like, at the same time, do I want to now see AJ get screwed over? There is enough heels on SmackDown. I mean, on Raw. He can go up against El Grande. He can go up against El Grande. He can go up against El Grande. He can go up against Chad. I am going to go with AJ Styles winning here. Here's the reason why. I think AJ Styles wins. AJ Styles then gets involved in this whole El Grande stuff because of the fact that he was talking smack about El Grande last time. He eventually loses the IC title to El Grande, who eventually loses it to Penta, and that's the big payoff for this stupid El Grande storyline, is that at least from it, Penta will be able to take down the disrespectful people, the people that are disrespecting Lucha Libre, while also getting the IC title out of it. So I think Dominic Mysterio doesn't need this win. He'll be able to go on and get the triple Mega Championship, and he'll be just fine. I think he could even possibly break away from Judgment Day like this if they really want to do that. But even if they don't, I think he'll be just fine anyways. And I think AJ Styles will have a cool little run with it. Maybe about like 2-3 months, because I think El Grande will be doing some stuff with LWO for a minute, getting over them, and then going after, there's 3 of them, so one of them can go after AJ, or maybe even Chad goes after AJ, and then El Grande gets involved in that stuff like that, and El Grande does beat AJ. So yeah, that's the storyline I'm going to go with. I think AJ Styles gets the win over Dominic Mysterio. Now, next up, we have Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, no holds barred IC Championship match. Why are like most of the title matches on night 2? Why is that the case? Why did they not think about moving any of these to night 1? Good God, they want to stack the hell out of this card. Well, mainly stack the hell out of night 2 card. But for Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, I think Becky wins here. Lyra Valkyria got the over with the big time Beck's Stompers too, which I'm surprised that she did get the over, by the way. I think Becky's gonna retain because Bayley will cost Lyra, putting Bayley into a Lyra feud, and then Becky will go into probably like an Io Sky feud, which is gonna be baby, grab the lotion, please. Grab it. Grab the lotion, grab the candles, grab the mood music, everything, man. That's gonna be a fucking movie right there. Also very possible that we get Becky versus Rhea, so we get Rhea out of the world title scene. It's very possible that we get Becky versus well, damn. I think that's literally it. I think that's only because Roxanne's in the tag scene, Raquel's in the tag scene. As long as they don't lose their belts, and they're both heels, so it's Becky heel versus heel. That's probably not going to do something. WWE probably won't do that. Liv, no, she's hurt. Unless Liv comes back and doesn't cost Raquel and Roxanne. Instead, she just pulls up for the IC match. Like, not like during the match, but like, I mean, like she pulls up like on Becky for like the IC title match. We push her as a face more. I don't know. I'm going to go with probably Becky versus, I'm going to go with Becky versus Io. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Becky winning this match because Bayley gets involved. I think this could be as good as the Becky-Charlotte match maybe that they had at Evolution, because one thing about Becky Lynch, when she's in these heated rivalries with somebody and it turns into one of these kind of matches where anything is involved, child, it turns into a really, really good match. So, yeah, as long as... Honestly, this card should go 4 hours. I'm not gonna lie to you. Every match here should get at least 30 minutes. Well, not every match here, but at least a few of these matches. Like this match, the Dom and AJ match needs 20 minutes. Solos, Jacob probably needs about 15, 20 minutes. Naomi, Rhea, Io needs about 25, 30 minutes. But this match in particular, I think needs at least, at the very bare minimum, 18 to 20 minutes. I think these two women should be allowed to just go all the hell out, throw everything out there, and then have Bayley cost Lyra Valkyria. In the end, Becky Lynch should get the win here. Now, this next match, baby, this might need a whole hour. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This match might need about 2 hours. Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy versus the Street Profits versus MCMG versus DIY versus Fraction versus Andrade and Rey Fenix. TLC SmackDown Tag Title match. My God, this match is gonna cook. Oh, this match is gonna go so damn crazy. These boys is finna be open. Oh, baby. This is the match I'm most excited for. This is the match I'm most excited for. I think this could be a match of the year candidate. I think this could be a match of the decade candidate. I think this could be a match of ever candidate. This match, if they are given the amount of time that they should be given, can go stupid. Oh my God. We've seen how Street Profits, DIY, and MCMG were. Now we're throwing in Fraxium. Now we're throwing in Rey Fenix and Andrade. And Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. But now we're throwing in a bunch of high flyers who can do some out-of-the-world shit. Oh, this match is going to be a thing of beauty. The lotion, the music, the candles, grab the oils, grab everything you possibly can. Oh, my God, this match is going to be the greatest thing in the world. Grab the honey. Grab the honey packet. Grab everything, man. This is going to be a... Oh, this is going to be a generational type match right here, man. I hope I'm not hyping it up too much and I'd let myself down because they give them freaking 10, 15 minutes. But this match right here is going to be beautiful, man. Oh my God. I know I'm probably hyping myself up too much with this match, but I hype myself up a lot with the SmackDown tag team match. The SmackDown the freaking Street Profits MCMG DIY match. I hyped myself up at that one a lot. I said it could be a much better match than anything on WrestleMania, and it ended up being just that. Well, it was about that one and then the Io Rhea Bianca match. I think about basically within the same ballpark of each other, but better than all of them other dang matches on that card. This match is going to steal the show. It's going to be the best match of the night. I guarantee that. It could even open up the show. I'm going to be so for real with you, but I think it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle. Only because I think Naomi, Rhea, Io is going to open up the night. I don't know who the hell wins this one. I could see Wyatt Six retaining to give him a little bit longer of a reign so that they can really build up the other teams as faces. I could see a world where Street Profits do get these titles back. I think that they probably should get the titles back. But I think they could also get pushed down a little bit, a little more down the line. Maybe they even actually break up now because people have been saying, like, could this breakup ever happen with these guys? I think Montez Ford's kind of been talking about wanting to be, a bit of a star, and he hasn't really had that opportunity to really do that. So maybe this is what causes them to finally split apart from each other. I could see a world where DIY splits the hell up again because they just ain't that great of a tag team. They're great in like gimmicky matches, but not in like other matches. I could see a world where Fraction finally gets the tag titles because I think they do need them at some point this year. Ray Phoenix and Andrade have been super damn hot. I'm going to go with those two. I think that they have been so damn hot. This tag team looks amazing. Andrade looks much better. Ray Phoenix is looking really awesome right now. I think that this is going to be the team to win it. And if they don't win it here, it's going to be because Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy end up getting the win. But I think Ray Phoenix and Andrade are going to get the big win here. They are going to hoop probably the most in this match. I think they're finally going to do that thing where the team that balls the hell out actually wins. Because usually the person that balls out in the ladder match never wins. Look at any Money in the Bank match. Look at most ladder matches. So I think Ray Phoenix and Andrade are going to win this, but it's also very possible that the Wyatt Six retain just to carry this out a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. Clash in Paris time, somewhere before that, somewhere after that, Bad Blood maybe. But I'm going to go with Ray Phoenix and Andrade. Now, the last match we got to talk about, which is the match that I believe should be the shortest match of the night. I don't think this match should be longer than like 15 minutes. I'm going to be so for real with you. John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Street fight, undisputed title. I have no expectations for this match. I have none. John Cena versus Cody part 1 was mid. Cody versus Randy was ugh. Cody versus older folk that are not named AJ Styles is just not that good. It's not. And I don't think that this match is going to be that good, even though it is a street fight. It's going to only look good because it's like, at least they're using weapons this time and stuff like that. But does the John Cena retirement? Well, does the John Cena heel turn end here? Does John Cena finally lose? Does he lose this match and finally goes back to being a babyface for like the rest of his run and all that stuff? And the next 15 or 14, whatever, how many dates he has left to just putting over talent? Does he get to the IC scene by going over to Monday Night Raw? Do we get John Cena versus AJ Styles like that? I wouldn't mind if John Cena lost like that, I guess. And then, if AJ Styles lost like that, and then we get John Cena versus El Grande or something like that. Sure. I guess. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. This match is so odd because, there's always the possibility that John Cena holds this title until the end of the year, and he does retire with it, and he's the last undisputed champion. And then the next champion that comes, the next one back is the WWE Championship, no more undisputed stuff like that. I'm gonna be real with you. For the people that are saying go that route, you're making everybody basically a paper champion. You're basically making everybody a paper champion, the last real champion. So everybody after him is not a real champion. So if Roman Reigns gets it, he's not a real champion. So if Seth Rollins gets it, he's not a real champion. If Cody gets it again, he's not a real champion. If Obafemi gets it, he's not a real champion. If Jacob Fatu gets it, he's not a real look at all the people that aren't real champions. If Drew McIntyre gets it, if Randy Orton gets it, they're not real champions. It's so just no. So wherever Cody does win at, because I think he should be the person to dethrone John Cena, it's either here or it's the final pay-per-view of the year. I'm going to say that Cody Rhodes probably wins there. I don't know. I don't know. Unless you want that final pay-per-view to be where Cody Rhodes turns heel. And by this point in time, John Cena is a face. And they do go with my idea that I said, which is face Cody, face Cena. And then Cody turns heel on Cena at the end of that match by getting a low blow off on him there. That maybe he didn't pull the trigger at SummerSlam either, even though he should have pulled the trigger with the low blow. Maybe he still just couldn't get himself to do it. And then Cody finally does it at this last PLE. It's very possible. You know what? Does WWE want Cody turning heel by next year? Maybe. I'm going to go ahead and say, man, it's so hard with this one. This one is like the freaking Dom AJ one, but it's not as 50-50 because it's I think Cody should win, but he's also missing time as well. I'm going to go ahead and say, gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard to pick one here. I really hope John Cena does not win because The Rock shows up. Oh, man. That's my hardest part about, that's the hardest part about picking John Cena is that I don't want Fiend to freaking show up, and I don't want, can you smell what The Rock is cooking? I just, oh man, I don't want either one of these guys to show up. I really, really don't. Oh man, is there a world where Ron Killings could cost John Cena? No, they're not doing anything with Ron. Poor Ronnie. You're the only Ronnie that I feel bad for right now, because I damn sure don't feel bad for the other one. I'm gonna go with John Cena. Yeah, I'm gonna go with John Cena getting the win here. I don't think he should get the win, but there's always a possibility Cody Rhodes can get it down the line, turn heel, and everybody's finally happy about Cody Rhodes turning heel because we needed Cody Rhodes to be a heel because he's not fun. Face is boring. All right, man. All right, whatever y'all say, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with John Cena winning. I don't personally like the pick. I really would never pick John Cena to win a match. But I think that he could hold it out just for a little bit longer. Maybe AJ doesn't beat Dom and we get AJ versus John Cena at Clash of Paris. Because if not, who the hell else does John Cena fight? I said Finn Balor, but he's still a heel, so that's not happening. Drew McIntyre, he's in a Logan Paul match against Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. No, they're not doing anything with Drew McIntyre. Maybe no. It's probably gonna be. I don't know. John Cena gonna fight somebody. I personally couldn't tell you at this point. Again, I would have said Finn Balor. Maybe Ilya. No, probably not Ilya. I don't know who the hell John Cena's gonna be fighting. Maybe he does lose here, and then Cody Rhodes gets an opponent at Clash in Paris, or maybe he just doesn't have to have. Actually, if Cody wins, he doesn't even have to be at Clash in Paris because he's going to be gone for at least like the next 3 weeks to 3 months. So, yeah, maybe John Cena does lose here and then we don't have to worry about a Clash in Paris opponent. So, yeah, I'm going to go with John Cena, though. I'm going to go with John Cena just because I already stuck with John Cena. So, for the one time, I'm going to ride with John Cena for this match. Overall, SummerSlam, I think, is going to be a pretty damn good show. I think Night 2 is obviously going to be really good. Like, if they fumble Night 2... Oh, child, I 100% believe they're fumbling Obafemi. If Night 2 is a shit show, Obafemi is getting fumbled. Why? Because both of these things should not be fumbled. I'm only calling Obafemi a thing, by the way, just because it goes with here. Anyways, both of them should not be fumbled. Obafemi is about as main event gets. Night 2 is so easy. I could book this card with my eyes closed. I could book this card without even knowing wrestling. Like, it is so easy to get an elite Night 2. So if this gets fumbled, child, throw the whole year away. Man. But I think Night 1 is going to be interesting, to say the least. It's probably not going to be the greatest thing in the world, but Night 2 is definitely going to be where a lot of fun stuff happens. A lot of the great matches are going to happen. A lot of the great storytelling is going to happen. Night 2 is going to be lit. Night 1, man, we all going to have to hold hands and just get through that one together, man, because, brother, it looks nasty. Speaking of nasty notes, we are talking about Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comments on his AEW exit. Now, earlier in the podcast, I said that Cody Ryan Rhodes has lost to Raheem. He is no longer of the black community. We are not accepting this man at all. This man said in an interview with somebody, I forgot who bro's name was, that WWE disrespecting him is one thing because that's the pinnacle, that's the top of the top. AEW disrespecting him is a whole different thing because that's what he built. Mind you, Cody Rhodes had to fight for his last name upon exiting WWE. He had to fight for his last name. Whole different WWE. Understand that completely. He had to fight for his last name. This was after his father passed away, mind you. You would think, with Triple H even being there as well, you would think that this would not be a thing. So for the fact that this man said that WWE could disrespect him and it's whatever because it's WWE and they're the pinnacle, child, you are not a Raheem. You are not a Raheem at all. Mercedes Moné would not allow this. Naomi would not allow this either. Damn sure Mercedes Moné would not allow this. Hell no, and that's a black woman right there. Those are two black women. They would not allow that at all. So, I thought that was super corny from Cody to even say that. I want his whole just AEW thing just to fucking shut up already about it. It's so annoying now just hearing this man talk about AEW because he just be so vague about it. Like, he don't say who the hell disrespect him at all. He doesn't say if it's the fans, doesn't say if it's AEW, doesn't say if it's talent, doesn't say what the hell it is. And then he talks about some, they didn't want me to be the bad person, or no, I tried being the bad person, tried being the good. You didn't try being the bad person, Cody. You did not try being the bad person at all in the slightest, because if you did, the fans would have loved you. You booked yourself into some stupid, I can never challenge for the AEW world title ever again as long as I'm in AEW. You booked yourself in that stupid match. Then you went and did Codyverse for a whole entire year when Kenneth Jerome Omega, the guy who deserves the Jerome in his name, was literally right there being a top tier heel who you were a part of the group called the Elite, who you left the group, could have went after the group as a babyface, but decided not to because you wanted to go fight everybody else that was not named Kenneth Jerome Omega, that was not named Matthew or Nicholas Jackson, that was not named Hangman Adam Page. Hangman could have stayed a heel. Cody could have fought him. Cody could have fought all the other folk. But he ain't want to do that. He ain't want to do that. Why? Because I'm Cody Rhodes and I need to be a face. That's it. So, no. I don't want to hear about anybody disrespecting Cody Rhodes. No. You disrespected the entire fan base, dude. What do you mean disrespected you? Now, again, I don't know what Tony Khan did and all that stuff, because I'm assuming now it's part with Tony Khan. If it is with the fans, though, if he's complaining about the fans, buddy, you sound like a bitch. You sound like a bitch. The fans disrespected you because for 3 years they wanted you to be a heel and you just did not want to be a heel. Even though you came into the company as a heel, you were in ROH as a heel, you were in TNA as a heel, you were in New Japan as a heel saying, fuck the revival. You could be a heel all the other places, but the moment AEW fans want you to be a heel, you can't be a heel. Mind you, they took face Cody Rhodes for 2 straight years. It got boring. I am a Cody Rhodes fan. I mess with Cody. Go watch the first 2 years of this man being the face. It was boring. It was boring. It was not good. Him versus Kenneth Jerome Omega, that would have been great. But I want to book myself into not ever being able to have a world title match. Why? It was stupid. Oh, because if I do, the fans are not going to like me because I booked myself to win the world champion. Nobody cared. Literally nobody cared. Once that came out, every fan was like, we would not have cared. Dude, you could have won the freaking title. We just wanted you to be a heel. Mind you, the fans didn't care about you to begin with because of the way you were acting. Like, it's so, like, I like Cody. And I don't even want to have to, like, be going off on Cody like this because I mess with him. He seemed like a really cool person. Seemed like a very progressive person. Seemed like a very genuine human being. But he's also shucking and jiving for WWE. And if he's doing all of this because of what I said, which is this whole thing of looking like the bad guy to AEW, so AEW fans continue to ride with their wrestlers even harder because ever since he left, they started riding even harder for their wrestlers, then fine. But stop speaking on AEW. Nobody needs this. This vague BS. Like, nobody needs this. I'm going to be all mysterious, and I'm going to talk about this thing. I'm going to give you little bits of pieces here and there. Mind you, the stories keep changing up. That's the worst part about it, is the stories keep changing up every single time. First, it was, everything's good with me and Tony Khan. Everything's good with me and the Young Bucks. Everything's good with me and Kenny Omega. Everything's good with all this stuff. And now it's, oh, we got all these problems. Oh, I'm still cool with like the Young Bucks and Kenny and all that. So then your problem is either with Tony Khan or the fans. Just say which one it is, or don't speak on it. I don't get the point of speaking on something if you're never going to tell what it actually is. For 4 years now, practically, no, not 4 years, like what, 3 years now? He's spoken on this like over 3 years, at least 5 to 7 times. Stop speaking on it. It's so just like, I'm tired of CM Punk speaking about Ryback. Well, no, not Ryback, because he did eventually tell about Ryback. Is somebody else speaking about another wrestler that they did not? Maybe it was CM Punk. No, it was CM Punk. For a while, he did not speak about the whole Ryback thing, and he eventually spoke about it. But it's like he took years upon years as well. I'm just tired of all these ex-AEW folk just speaking so crazily about AEW. It's like CM Punk's been trying to tear down the company for a good minute now. Cody Rhodes is now trying to do this whole thing as well. You have Nick Khan doing stuff as well. Obviously, he's not ex-AEW, but yeah. You have like all these folk speaking about it, and it's just like, be quiet. Ricky Saints is still talking about freaking AEW. I gotta hear him. Cody, Punk. Like, bro, why do y'all keep speaking about AEW? What is the point? And for people who are gonna say, but Will Ospreay speaks about WWE all the time, that's not much different. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want to hear him speak about WWE either, but at least it's punching up and not punching down. Because y'all say that AEW is nowhere near WWE, so at least it's punching up and not punching down. But I'm going to be real with you. I don't want to hear him speak about WWE either. I don't want to hear any one of these people ever talk bad about the other company. I don't. Why? Because it's pointless. It does nothing. Because they usually will either just say a whole lot of incorrect bullshit, or they'll just be super vague about it. Or they'll just be talking about the same thing, like CM Punk, he's talking about the damn fight. Oh my God, CM Punk, you got into a fight with Jack Perry, yet you can't even fight to begin with. You're like 50 years old, dude. Act like a freaking grown adult. Act like a grown adult. Cody, you're 40. You're a grown adult. Either tell the truth, either tell the whole thing or don't talk about it at all. Will Ospreay, you're 31. Stop speaking like a little child about WWE. Oh my God, they don't have better wrestlers than that. They don't have better. Who the hell cares? I'm tired of all of these dudes. That's why I didn't even do my whole freaking thing about WWE versus AEW, because I don't even care about this stupid war anymore. It's such a corny war between a bunch of grown children. That's what they all sound like on both sides, is grown-ass children. I don't mind when AEW says, this is where the best wrestle. That's fine. Cool. That's not really a shot at WWE. It's a shot at really everybody in general. I don't mind that. If WWE one says this is where the best stories take place, fine. I don't care about that. But when they start talking about some AEW, WWE, AEW, WWE, AEW, shut up. For the love of all that is good, I've talked to so many indie wrestlers, talked to so many indie bookers. They all say the exact same thing. They want this to shut up. They want everybody to shut the hell up. They think that it's hurting wrestling more than it's actually been helping wrestling, because these two grown children these two companies with a whole bunch of grown-ass children won't stop bickering. Either make out or shut up. One of the two. It is the most annoying thing to have to always hear about. It is so irritating. It is. It's like you're just hurting wrestling because you're just freaking competing with each other the entire time, having a whose dick is bigger contest, when neither one of y'all is, because clearly you act like a bunch of grown children. So yeah. Shut up, Cody Rhodes. Shut up, CM Punk. Shut up, who else to say? Ricky Saints. Shut up, Will Ospreay, and shut up to anybody else who's speaking negatively about AEW or speaking negatively about WWE that are from these companies. If you are somebody like me who's a content creator and that's how you want to make your content and all that stuff, that's how you want to get your money off, all right, cool, get your money. I don't even really care. JD from NY, you a bitch. I don't really care. Unless you're that dude. Because that dude's just really, really weird towards Mercedes Moné and towards women wrestlers in general. I don't like him at all, the way he speaks about women wrestlers. He speaks very much so disgustingly. I think he is a insecure man-child, and he's worse than all of these freaking WWE folk that keep speaking on WWE and AEW, because at least they're just, talking about the rival company. He just talks about women in a very disrespectful way. So yeah, no, screw you. But yeah, no, I just want these guys to stop. I just want them to stop. Like, I like seeing Kenny Omega and Xavier Woods hanging out. I thought that was really, really cool. I like seeing Adam Cole and Harley Cameron hanging out with, I forgot who they were hanging out in the music video, but it was like a music video with a bunch of WWE wrestlers as well. I like seeing that. I like seeing Becky Lynch and MJF be in movies together. I bet they had a lot of fun on set with each other. I like seeing these things. I hate having to see these folk fight with each other or one folk talking bad about another company. It's so damn corny. It's so corny. If we should be bashing anybody, it should be triple because their owner said when Stephanie Vaquer came out and said that a man from his company tried killing her and raping her, that man said, women lie. So I'm not trying to say that she lied, but we can't always believe women because they lie. Heck, I know because it happened to me. And then a wrestler and a whole bunch of other wrestlers there have all been harassing Stephanie Vaquer to the point that woman had to get restraining orders against all of them. That is a company that we should all be openly bashing every single day. We should be bashing them, not AEW, not WWE. Both of these companies are capitalistic companies that are ran by greedy rich billionaires that only want the betterment for themselves and not for the betterment for wrestling. We as fans should not be trying to bash either one of them because they are the exact same. My bad. The stands should not exist because both companies are the exact same freaking company. Exact same damn company. WWE folk, AEW folk, y'all need to stop bashing each other because it looks really childish. Cody Rhodes, either tell the truth or shut the fuck up. One of the two. One of the two. Good God. Now, time for some bashing AEW. Oh, man. See how I can just say, look, again, I can bash AEW. I can bash AEW. Because I got to bash AEW now. Because this AEW Forbidden Door is stupid. It's so stupid. Why are we having an AEW Civil War? Why are we doing this? Oh, because the G1 Climax and Stardom's, I forgot, it's like FP or F5, one of the two, or a P5, something like that. It's some letter combination, and letter and number combination. They're having their little tournaments right now, or their big tournaments right now, so they can't really have anybody in the Forbidden Door. Well, then why have Forbidden Door to begin with? What's the point of having Forbidden Door? Why are we doing this when it's clearly not a Forbidden Door? There's no New Japan tag teams. There's no New Japan tag teams in the tag team tournament to be fighting Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door. Okay. Kazuchika Okada is fighting Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door. Neither one of them are New Japan. I don't care if Kazuchika Okada was there. The only Forbidden Door here is AEW Ring of Honor, which isn't even really a Forbidden Door because they're both owned by Tony Khan. And mind you, Athena is signed to AEW as well. So, yeah, unless she's not signed right now because her contract ended, that's like the whole Forbidden Door, guys. She's not even signed. Like, no, it's stupid. No. She was literally in a casino gauntlet, won the casino gauntlet. She's the AEW casino gauntlet holder, whatever the hell you want to call it. So, yeah. Again, bring the poker chip back. Way better. But, yeah, no, this is not a Forbidden Door in the slightest. It's very much so just AEW taking advantage of the fact that they know when New Japan does their G1 climaxes and all that stuff, so they're gonna center everything around this. They're gonna center the Forbidden Door around this so that New Japan guys won't be in it. We should be getting Tony Storm versus like Saya or Starlight Kid or Azumi, not against Athena. We do not need this match. Athena already. I don't mind if Athena has the match against Tony because she did pin Tony, but this match does not need to happen in like 5 weeks. Why are we doing it? Not 5 weeks. What is it, like 4 weeks? But probably like 3 weeks. Why are we having this match happen in like 3 weeks? We do not need this match to be happening in like 3 weeks. It's so just, No. I think they're just really trying to stack the card because I think Heat Wave is that day or something like that. So they really just want to stack that card super high. And then Kazuchika Okada could be fighting literally anybody else. Like Shingo is right there. I know Gabe Kidd did get hurt, so that one sucks. But like there's other people there. He could be fighting Zack Sabre. Because damn well Hangman ain't going to be fighting Zack Sabre. You want to know why? Because Hangman going to be fighting MJF. He's going to be fighting MJF. So we're not going to have probably any real AEW New Japan stuff. Probably not going to have Kyle Fletcher versus anybody. Probably not going to have Mercedes versus... Mercedes is probably the only one that might fight somebody else. Maybe. And even then, it's probably a big no. So, yeah, no. I think that this is just really corny. I think that... I'm not surprised by AEW doing this. Like I said, they're both capitalistic companies as hell. I think that AEW is showing their cards. They are definitely showing their cards, and the stands are just not going to want to hear the truth. And I really don't care, to be honest. I'm not a fan of any company other than my own. That's it. I think that AEW and WWE are the exact same company, and fans have just been wanting, stands and really a lot of the fans too, have just been wanting to ignore it. I think that, like, when people say that, like, oh, well, you know, AEW pushes black wrestlers. No, they don't. They push one black wrestler into the main event scene on the male side. On the male side, it's literally just Swerve Strickland. Powerhouse Hobbs was in the TNT title scene, never got into anywhere higher than the TNT title scene at all. You know, the other black wrestlers for the men's side of things were all in tag teams. Acclaimed, Private Party. You couldn't put Anthony Bones into like anything higher. No, okay, got it. Trios division as well. For the women's side of things, they do the exact same thing as WWE. You get one, maybe two black women in like the world title scene, and that's really it. Never really at the exact same time. Maybe sometimes at the exact same time, but never really like always at the exact same time. WWE kind of gets away with it because they have like, you know, two different shows, so there's that, but you never see like two black women on the exact same show get into the world title scene like that. Besides like Naomi and Jada this year. Other than that, and then in the mid card scene, obviously, because WWE barely got their mid card scene. It's a little different, but like AEW, that's where all the black women basically been at. Was in the mid card scene. They don't have a tag title. Most of the black women have been in the tag title scene as well for WWE. When it comes to the luchadors ain't really doing a damn thing in AEW. They're not. They ain't won any kind of titles, I think, besides the tag titles, and that's really it. Oh, and then Ray Phoenix won the international title, and that was literally it. None of them are winning world titles. What else is it? Oh, yeah, the one black woman to win a world title in AEW, by the way, mainly just represents as native. Not much blackness there, in my opinion. Sorry. Look, I'm a person that's like this. I'm all for representation from literally anybody. Like, I think, like, you know, a mixed person could represent somebody, but I think it's a little different because, like, if I won a world title, nobody's going to be like, oh, I'm the first Mexican to win a world title in the company. No one's going to be like, I'm the first native to win a world title in the company. Y'all probably say, like I'm the first black person to win a world title in the company. That, like, no one's going to say, like, black. Like, I mean, no one's going to say, like, Cambodian, native, Mexican. No one's going to say that. For Nyla, no one's saying that like the first black woman. No, they're actually saying the first trans woman, but no one's saying the first black woman. You look at her, you don't really see much black. So it's like that's more so what I'm saying is like representation matters in the way that you need to appear the way you're trying to represent. Like Swerve Strickland, that's a black dude. That's a black dude. So it's like Ricochet, that's a black dude. This is when it like, you know, the appearance, but like no one would say like Ricochet was like a great, like if Ricochet, I don't even know if he's mixed, but let's say like he's white. If Ricochet won like a world title, nobody would say like he's one like the best white world champions. No, they wouldn't say that. They would say he's one of the better black world champions or one of the best black world champions. So it's like, that's why I say the representation and stuff like that. But like the luchadors, they ain't doing a damn thing in AEW either, like I said. The Asian folk, they're doing the exact same thing that they're doing in WWE. They're in the mid-card scene, maybe get challenged for a world title, but that's really it, not actually winning it. Mainly just in that mid-card scene, in the tag scene. If they're an Asian woman, they're likely to get into the world titles. That's what it is. It's the exact same thing. The women, they're not getting booked. The women aren't getting booked. There is, look at all the men's titles. Men's World Championship, Men's Unified Championship, Men's Continental Championship, Men's International Championship, Men's TNT title, Men's Tag title, Men's Trio title. Women's World Championship, Women's TBS Championship. It's 7-2. If you include Ring of Honor, it gets nasty. Men's World Championship, Men's Peer Championship, Men's TV Championship, Men's Tag titles, Men's Trios Championship. Women's World Championship for Ring of Honor, Women's TV title. What happened to the Peer Championship? We don't know. So the women aren't treated any better in AEW. And as far as like the queer folk, because I know so many of y'all love to just harping on that. Toni Storm is bisexual. I don't know what the hell Rhea Ripley is, but Rhea Ripley clearly is rocking with the LGBTQ+. So, okay, you got one bisexual woman on top, and you have one, I'm going to say ally because I don't know what the hell her thing is. So one ally on top. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. You have a gay guy in Anthony Bowens not doing much of anything. Okay. You have a non-binary person in Speedball Mike Bailey in the tag scene. Okay. That's literally it. Like, the only thing that AEW does better is show them off more. That's it. other than that, they're not really doing that much other than just being shown off. And mind you, Sonny Kiss was released, and he's there. I think they might be there. My bad if they are. They got released, and they're really good. Giselle Shaw is really good. AEW, so progressive, right? Why ain't you signed her? Absolutely amazing woman wrestler. One of the best women wrestlers on the planet right now. Why is she not signed? Okay. Stop thinking that they're so much better. Y'all, here's the problem. And this is like a big problem with humans in general. When humans see somebody that looks better than the rest, they start thinking that person's great. That person is fantastic. That person is an angel. Then they have, but then you start, once you finally step away from that person, once you finally see the truth about that person, you're like, oh, maybe they're not so good. Like, I'm going to use a very spoken about name right now. This Joey Swole dude. I don't know much about him. I don't really care to talk about him like too much. I'm not even going to get too deep into this. Look like a good human being. Rocks with a racist. Excuses racism. Why? Because of religious views. So he excuses racism. Which, if you want to excuse racism, that's totally up to you. Not me, but excuses racism. So we see that this good human being. So maybe he is a decent human being. Maybe he really is a decent human being, and he is just, someone that also excuses certain things because of religious views. Whatever. But it doesn't diminish the fact that he's also excusing racism, so he's not better than somebody that wouldn't excuse racism, because there's a lot of Christians that wouldn't excuse racism. Now look at AEW and look at WWE. AEW looks a little better than WWE in terms of like the whole progressive thing and all that. But they're not that much better. They're really not. They're not. And let's look at this in other ways. WWE bought III. They're screwing over TNA right now the exact same way that AEW did, by the way. They're going to create NXT Europe after they already had NXT UK, likely to take over the indie European scene. They're doing the whole III thing to take over the Mexican independent scene. Well, those are all very much so bad things. And they also screwed over New Japan for a very long time as well. Those are all very bad things, right? Gotcha. Name one wrestler from another company that's won an AEW title. Okay, I thought so. Again, by the way, AEW. Not ROH. AEW. Okay. What's Commander doing? Oh, okay. What's Bandito doing? Oh, okay. What's Roosh doing? Oh, okay. What's Beast Mortals doing? Oh, okay. Drolistico? Okay. What did Gabe Kidd do? Okay. Zack Sabre? Tanahashi? Shingo? Any of them? Did any of them go to AEW? No. Okay. Did Azumi by chance go to AEW to go win a world title? No. TBS title? No. Did Starlight Kid? Saya? No. Oh. Did Stephanie? No. Oh. Did Zuxi? No. La Carolina? No. Oh. Well, damn. So AEW is just doing a little bit better. Just a tad bit better. Okay. Like I said, they're both ran by billionaires. We know how billionaires are. Billionaires are going to do billionaire things. Mind you, has Mercedes Moné defended any of her titles in AEW? Because, I mean, you would think that, partnership, all that, they'd be like, you know what, man, y'all can have your title defended here. That's what I would do if I had a partnership with somebody. If my wrestler is winning their titles, I would allow their titles to be defended on my show if I knew that they couldn't have shows weekly. I'd be like, yeah, sure, we got Collision. I made Collision for a guy that I don't even like who be trying to kill my company every single damn day. Go ahead. Have her defend one of them titles on, have her defend the Red Pro titles, or the CMLL Women's World title, or the New Japan Strong title that she used to have, or the EWA title, or the PTG title, or the Bestia title. I would have her defend one of them titles, but no. No, okay. Like I said, this company is no better than WWE. No, they're a tad bit better. Very, very, very tad bit better. Still just as bad, though. in the grand scheme of things, they're still just as bad. Like I said, they're still just as bad. But since we are on AEW though, let's go ahead and talk about rating every AEW wrestler, every AEW signee of 2025. I know all the AEW fans probably have left now that I said everything that I said. And I'm going to go ahead and start from lowest to highest. Now, wait, do I have a lowest to highest? Yeah, I have. Okay, let's see. 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start from lowest to highest. I also want to read these off because I did write a lot for these, and I want y'all to hear the stuff that I wrote because I am very proud of what I wrote. So, we're gonna start with the lowest possible. We're gonna start with the lowest possible rated wrestler from this whole entire AEW 2025 signees. We're gonna start off with Josh Alexander. So overall, I've given Josh Alexander a 5 out of 10. Now, the reason why is because, one, Don Callis' family is clearly not working. He was supposed to be the third guy, and it feels like he's been anything but, I forgot the word like, and it feels like he's been anything but that, as it feels like they don't know if they want to push him as number 3 or Lance Archer. Lance continues to be the enforcer to Takeshita and Fletcher when that should be Alexander's job, as he should be the hitman for both. His feud with Brody is fine, but I feel like all it's doing is showing he can hang with big meaty men, but isn't helping either who feel both lost. I do believe very much so that Brody King and Josh Alexander feel very lost right now in this whole entire feud because they just don't really have a direction for them, seeing as how Buddy Matthews, is out obviously with an injury. So kind of had to break up that team while also bringing up the Hounds, the Hounds of Hell as well. So yeah. But I feel as though he's a guy that definitely could have benefited from feuding with Bandito and or going to ROH. I will say his MLP work has been amazing and what's keeping the hope for a good run in AEW. But as of right now, most that I can see him being doing right now is in the TNT division at the highest. But as of right now, the most I can see him doing is being in the TNT division at the highest, or, and this is a long shot, getting into the unified scene with a possible breaking away from the Don Callis family and going after the unified title if one of them have it, i.e. a Kazuchika Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, maybe Kyle Fletcher ends up getting that down the line. For some reason, Lance Archer gets it. Like, I could see that possibly happening. But the biggest problem for Alexander right now is that he's not being used great in matches either. He's a grappler, chain wrestler aficionado, yet isn't being booked in these type of matches, which would help him out a lot. The only saving grace is that he's at least on TV a lot every week. And I think like that's the one thing that gives that gives him a 5 out of 10 from me, is that he's on the show. He's at least on the show, but it's like he's not looking good. He's not doing his specialty type of matches. I feel like he should be wrestling guys like Hechicero, like Swerve Strickland, like a Will Ospreay, like a anybody that's kind of like that chain wrestling category. I don't think he should be wrestling guys like Brody King and stuff like that. Like Bandito would be a great one for him to wrestle. Not these guys. Not this guy, Brody King and all that. That's not helping him at all. That's not doing anything for him. I think he looks kind of just I buy him. Like I don't know. I think there was a lot of hope when it came to him getting signed by AEW that he'd be doing some big things within like that mid-card scene, and right now it just feels like he's a guy that's just lost. I feel like he's a guy that's just lost, that AEW doesn't really know where to go with him, that AEW is kind of booking him exactly how WWE probably booking him, which is just a guy just doing something. A guy just doing a whole lot of something and much of nothing. That I don't know if AEW ever even viewed him as like a world champion kind of guy, even though he has been a TNA world champion and was really good as a TNA world champion. Maybe one day he can get to that mid-card scene, but it just feels like as of right now, they're not doing much with this guy. And I get he's like 37, so he is kind of on like he's on like the older side of his career, but like I think he still has a lot to give, and they're just not they're not doing it. They're not letting him be on the mic. They're having him with Don Callis, so I think he just needs to be away from Don Callis. I think a lot of them need to be away from Don Callis. And I think him just being in AEW is maybe not the best fit. I think maybe Ring of Honor would have been better. New Japan would have been better. I think he should probably be he should have been in that G1 Climax somehow, some way. I think he really should have went to MLP. I'm going to be so for real with you. I think he should have just went to MLP. I think he looks way better over there. I don't think he looks good in AEW at all. I think this was a big miss for Alexander. I think he could have been a star in MLP. I think they love him a lot over there. But He's in AEW now, so can't really go back now. Next up, though, we have Megan Bayne, who I have overall at a 7 out of 10. So what I have written down here is that she's been booked almost perfectly. Went up against a top talent like Toni Storm, Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa, paired up with Penelope Ford, someone who can at the very least, talk on the mic, even if it's just decent at best. While AEW is clearly in the process of creating a tag division with Megan Bayne's recent attack on Amanana, it's confusing as to why this is the case, and it seems like it was a most random attack. Mind you, obviously I wrote this before, this past collision. Now look at they're booting up to blood and guts. Cool, I guess, but I personally would have took a tag division over this, but whatever. But the blood and guts would be really cool as well. Sure, there was 8-woman all-star matches. This next part is more so just kind of explaining my confusion with the whole Megan Bayne attack. Sure, there was 8-woman all-star matches. There was nothing else explained as to why she attacked Amanada, nor as to why she is working with the Triangle of Madness. Good God, that's a horrible name. The best thing that AEW has done as of recent, but not fully, is change her finisher to a running powerbomb, which fits her better than the F5 that she can't do that well. Whether or not the tag division will be good for her, since she is still improving, whether or not the tag division will be good for her since she still is improving is gonna be up to chance, because I don't know, man. I'm not too invested into it right now. She looked much better against top competition that she has in the tag division, and for someone who still needs a lot of improvement, if this tag division run continues to not help her or slow her progression, they could miss out on a potential top star that Megan Bayne could be. I genuinely believe Megan Bayne has looked worse since getting in this tag division. I think that she has looked worse. I don't think that she's improved at all. The only thing that she's kind of gotten better at is changing her finisher to a running powerbomb, but that could have been a simple change early on. I think that this is not helping her at all. I think she should be in that mid-card scene. I think she should be in that world title scene. I think she should be going up against Toni Storm again if you really want to do that. Maybe you did it a little too early. I don't know. I think it's just not helping her. I think it's just not helping her at all, and it feels like it's almost becoming a Jade Cargill situation part 2. Where you put her around the wrong people. You did not put her around the talent that she needs to be around. I think maybe even going to Ring of Honor would have been better. I think that she's someone that definitely would have benefited from Ring of Honor, man, because good God, man. Like, she needs a lot. She needs a lot, and I think she does better when she's under pressure. I think she does so much better when she is under pressure, as she looked way better against Toni than she did against any of these other competitors in that tag scene, because look at, man, I like the folk in the tag scene, but they not even like the peak of the peak. Anna Jay is good. Ty Mello. Harley Cameron is still learning how to wrestle. She's still like in the early processes. Julia Hart has regressed as a wrestler. She's regressed heavily as a wrestler. Sky Blue. Shawty, she worse than no. You got her going against this. And then who else is it? Now you're getting Willow and Chris into the tag scene, so that's there. But they're gonna have to carry the tag division. They're gonna have to carry this tag division heavily. So it's like, oh, child. I don't know where they're going with this tag division, man. That's why I would have put Toni and Mina Shirakawa in the tag division, but to be fair, she got hurt, so there's that as well. So she wouldn't have been in it just yet. But hey, speaking of Mina Shirakawa, though, Mina Shirakawa overall, I have it at 8 out of 10 right now. Can't really give her too much higher because she hasn't been there that long. But with Mina being older and older women not getting pushed the most, Mina's time in AEW could be more of a mentor role and less of a top talent role. Regardless, she's been great alongside Toni Storm and against Mercedes Moné. I think she gave Mercedes the best match this year and looked just as good in Ring of Honor. With the recent injury, it's hard to say what happens going forward since it is a broken hand injury, meaning she'll likely be out for at least 2 months, possibly shorter than that. When she does return, though, I believe not only will she be used to elevate Red Velvet, who really needs a name change because, good God, that name is not that good. She could be thrown right back into the TBS division or even used against Athena. If she's ever allowed to go back to her Bloody Angel gimmick, she could sure be the top star in ROH and even a TBS champion and possibly AEW World Champion. But over the past 2 months, she's looked great and been presented properly and hasn't looked any different than she did in Stardom for the most part, which is why I'm giving her an 8 out of 10. I think, honestly, the only reason I'm not giving her any higher is because I feel like she should have won the TBS title. I thought that was a miss on Tony Khan's part. I don't think she really needed to be in that Ring of Honor World Television title scene either. I think you're kind of overworking somebody that is like 37, 38 years old, who has been through a hell of a lot of matches. I don't think you really needed to do that to her. You could have had literally anybody else in that match win that. I think a good one would have probably been Momo. I think she was in that match. Yeah, she was in that match. It was her. Yuka could have won that match as well. Oh, man, Yuka's new character is so fucking good, man. Oh, man, I really love Yuka's new character. She could have won that. Probably should have won that, too, to be fair, too. But, yeah, no, I think with Mina right now, it's just a thing of, like, I like it, but I don't fully love it is the problem, because I feel like she should have came back as a heel. Like, she showed that character against Mariah May, and then just, no, we're not doing the Bloody Angel. We're not doing that. I don't know why. I would have brought her back as a heel, but I guess you needed somebody from Mercedes to go get. I don't know. But yeah, and like I said, she's been booked pretty damn good, though. I think she's been presented very, very well. I think she looks awesome. I like the fact that they allow her to talk on the mic, and they're not trying to, like, keep her from the mic because she can't speak English that well. Even though I think her English is really, like, she can't speak. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that. She can't speak English like a damn American person wants her to speak English. That's what I'm gonna say, because her English is really good. I think that I fully understand her when she's talking. There's like times where I don't fully understand her, but mind you, there's times where I don't fully understand American folk talking. Go to the South. Can anybody understand folk from the South? Go to New York. Them folk be saying whatever. They be saying words that don't even make sense. They be saying ooga booga dooga. What the fuck is ooga booga dooga 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 mean? I don't know. They be saying whatever. The North. Anyways, and the West Coast, oh man, best coast for sure. Bro, we be talking like, bro, we be saying things that don't make sense either. So it's like, it's whatever. I'm not even like, I think I love the fact that they're allowing her to speak on the mic. That is really, really good. Now, next up, we got 2 9 out of 10s, but I have another 8 out of 10 first. Now, next up, we have Miss Toxic Spider Tekla. We finally heard talk because, I mean, I didn't really need to hear her talk, but all you damn crybabies did. So, yeah, you heard her talk now. Hope you're happy. Overall, 8 out of 10 as well. And you're going to understand why, because I think she's looked amazing, but you're going to understand why. So, upon arrival, they had her immediately take out a top talent and put her in a feud with Aminata that not only helped elevate Aminata, but presented her very well and continued to make her look strong while not making her opponents look weak. The crazy, sporadic character that's got a few screws loose has been portrayed almost perfect, and keeping the mic away from her to add to the allure and strong desire from fans to hear about her as her character develops has been an absolutely amazing thing. My one gripe would be the insertion into the Julia Hart Sky Blue tag team. I feel as though the formation wasn't needed, and the name Triangle of Madness sucks and limits the amount of members you can have, while also being way too simplistic. I think sometimes simplicity is not always the best, and could do more harm than good to Tekla. She is way ahead of Sky Blue and Julia Hart all around. This group could easily hold her back, and kind of already has. She was winning matches on her own up until now, where she's getting outside help. If the group does help add to her character and leads to her rising up in the ranks of AEW, then I'll adjust the grade to a 10 out of 10. But as of right now, I got to give her an 8 out of 10. I don't like her in this group. I don't like her at all. Even after this Collision match, I really don't like her in this Collision match. I think she looks really good in it. I don't like her being one of these type of heels. These type of heels are corny. It's too many of them, man. It's too many of them in wrestling. All these heels and factions and getting help and all that, it doesn't need to always be a thing. It doesn't always need to be a thing. I think, like, I love the way that Mercedes wins matches. Like, every single match from Mercedes, I think ever since Camille has been gone, she's won them all on her own. She's not had interference or anything like that. I think even before Camille, she was winning matches. I think when she got Camille, I think she was still basically just winning matches on her own. Like, I don't mind if they're like a presence, but when they like get up on the ring and all that stuff and start getting involved, that's when I start getting annoyed. But I think she did win a couple matches because Camille got involved. But like heels like that though, they don't. Every once in a while you do it for me. Like Roman with the Bloodline, yes. Moxley with the Death Riders, yes. These are top heel factions, yes. This one, when it's like the minor league teams, all right, man, you got to go ahead and just win on your own. You got to go ahead and win on your own. Like, I don't want to see that. And I think like it stifles progression so much in wrestlers, and I feel like Julia and Sky Blue, they're gonna get help from Tekla, and I think they don't need it. I think that they need to progress on their own because they are, like I said, Julia is regressing and Sky Blue is never aggressing. So yeah, I think Julia Hart also really needs to get back into like the singles division and really start getting back some title pictures because that's what's making her regress. Like she looked amazing against Mercedes Moné, and then when you put her against lesser talent, it's just not. She can't. She's not doing good against lesser talent. I think she needs to be against the Willows, the Chris Statlanders, the Teklas, the Mercedes, the Tonys, the Athenas, women like this, even Billy Starks. Like she needs to be against women like this and not against, more or less the middle of the pack. But yeah, no, I just don't even like her in the faction. I think it takes away from the allure. I think now we're having to have her talk and stuff like that. Tony Khan, you gotta stop giving it to the goddamn IWC, by the way, bro. Stop freaking doing it, dude. You did it with Hulk Hogan for no reason. You had all your black wrestlers losing that day as well, which I thought was even really more disgusting. Should have brought that up in the other conversation, by the way. And now you're giving in by having like Tekla talking, even though she didn't need to talk. Nobody needed to hear Tekla talk at all in the slightest. I never needed to hear the woman talk. I thought it was really cool not hearing her talk. It's like very like Bray Wyatt-esque. I loved that so much. Now you have her talking though. All right, you gave it to the IWC again, whatever. But yeah, no, I think Tekla, she looks great, is great. One of the best women wrestlers on the planet right now. She's so freaking awesome. I just need to see Tekla continue to be Tekla. Also, the stomp, I'm kind of cool with the stomp. Go back to the submission. I don't like the stomp. It's not a good one. I'll be real with you. That's that. I'm gonna be so for real. Seth Rollins is the only person that does that stomp good. John Moxley can't. Roman Reigns can't. Who else did that besides Tekla? Somebody else did that. That stomp is just. There's like one dude on the indies right now that I know does it really good. He's in like some backyard wrestling company. I forgot their name, like a Tennessee backyard thing. He does it really, really good. Other than that, Now these next two, I'm going to kind of like put them together, so I'm just going to go through the entire thing, and then I'm going to talk about them in the end. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know, because like they're okay, it's Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. They're in a freaking tag team with each other. I'll talk about Speedball first because it's a bit shorter. Okay, well, no, because I'll start with Kevin Knight. Never mind, I'll end with Speedball. All right. So, overall, 9 out of 10. He's been an absolute star. A young dude who doesn't have tons of years of experience yet has looked so amazing and continues to shine. While I was skeptical of the tag team and thought he might gain more in Ring of Honor, Speedball has been a great mentor to Kevin Knight and has allowed him to shine while still looking amazing himself. The best part about his time so far is being able to go against some of the top teams like the Young Bucks, Hurt Syndicate, FTR, while also getting in some singles work in the Super Juniors against guys like Shelton Benjamin, Will Ospreay, and Nick Wayne. While his mic work still has a ways to go and will be a deciding factor in whether or not he can be a top star or an excellent mid-card tag team wrestler, either way, his future is very bright, and if his mic skills improve to a good degree, heck, even elite, he's going to be where Montez Ford should be, which is a top star. I will say the only issue is the entrance of the theme doesn't fit him. It's not hype enough, which can affect his pops. I think that theme is very much so mediocre. Kevin Knight, you my guy, but I don't know if you picked that or who picked that. That theme is garbage. Sorry. The regular Kevin Knight one, not the Jet Speed one. The Jet Speed one is fine. I like that one. But the Kevin Knight one, that one is That one gives no aura whatsoever, but I think Kevin Knight is in the making of an absolute freaking megastar. I think he is going to be a guy that goes on a Swerve Strickland, MJF type of run where he is just going to be the top guy of the company. It is very, very clear that he is the face of the company. He's so damn good. He's so damn athletic. I think people really, really love him. And he's going to only get even bigger now that Will Ospreay is likely going to change up his style. So the biggest high flyer in the company right now is going to be Kevin Knight. So it's going to be even better for him going forward. Again, all he has to do is work on the mic work now. That's literally it. Work on the mic work, and he's going to be a super duper mega freaking star. He's looked amazing. His tag matches have looked awesome. His single matches look great. I thought the Super Juniors, he probably should have won, but whatever. He's looked absolutely amazing, though. I have all my stock in Kevin Knight. I have every single chip in this man's corner. Wherever he's at in the future, whether it's still AEW, WWE, he is going to be a mega freaking star. Or if he's in my company as well, that I'll be starting up about a year or so at Kevin Knight. If it don't work out over there, I ain't got no problem signing ex-WWE, AEW folks. Let me tell you that right now. Shit. But Speedball Mike Bailey, overall, 9 out of 10. Similar to Kevin Knight, he's been able to go against top guys like Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and Ricochet. While I wish While I wish the Ricochet feud wasn't dropped, I do understand why Ricochet has looked better on the mic. Now the guy could lead that feud if the mics were in play. Even though Kevin Knight will be the clear breakout star of the team, I feel like Speedball has a crowd behind him enough that even if he never gets to the top card scene, he'll be a major player in the mid card and tag scene. Only thing I'd like to see more from him and Knight is more fluidity as a tag team, but that'll come with time. Honestly, that's been the only thing about this whole entire tag team. It's why I kind of want to talk to them about them as well. Everything I said about Kevin Knight, I basically feel the exact same about Speedball Mike Bailey as well. I think he could be a top guy. I think that they are really good. I think that when it comes to Speedball, I could see them eventually getting that world title at some point in time because of just how over this dude is. Like, everybody loves him so dang much. And they're just an awesome wrestler. Just a freaking awesome wrestler. Like, I love watching him in the ring. Their match against Kenny Omega was just a thing of beauty. That's still my favorite match. It's in my top 5 for sure. That triple threat match was awesome. But just the fluidity as a team, though, with these two is, I think I need to see a bit more of that. I need to see more, tag team combinations. If they're really going to be like a top tag team for like years to come, I need to see more tag team combinations like FTR, like Young Bucks, and that's going to come with the time. That's going to come with time. Obviously, these two have been, like, those two tag teams have been together forever, so they're going to have so much fluidity. This tag team, very much so new tag team. I think they could be a very bright spot in the tag division for years to come. I think that eventually both these two can break away from each other. I don't know exactly how old Speedball Mike Bailey is. I'm pretty sure he might be in like early 30s. I'm not sure about them, though. And Kevin Knight's obviously only like 28, 29 years old. Both of these two have so much time. To be able to grow as wrestlers, to be able to continue to become bigger and bigger in the company. And I think Kevin Knight is going to go on a Montez Ford type of run where everybody's just begging for this guy to be a single star, and he's eventually going to get his singles run. I think Speedball could easily go on like a Sami Zayn type run where it's like everybody just wants to see him win, and eventually they do get that big win. But yeah, no, I'm not sure exactly which one will go further. Actually, y'all go ahead and let me know down below. Which one of these two do you think wins a mid-card title first? Kevin Knight or Speedball? But for me, that's going to be it for me, though, y'all. I definitely hope y'all did enjoy this episode. If you, as always, if you did, like, subscribe, notification bells for more. Links to everything will be in the description below. Make sure you hit the liking, the following, the rating, all that great stuff. It does help out as well if you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts at. For all my Patreon subs, definitely appreciate y'all so dang much. Oh, Patreon. Because money comes from trees. And the money is on the I never understood that. I never understood the name. If that's not the name, and I just did that. I mean, I did my big one. But y'all have a great one, though, y'all. I'm out. Peace, everybody. Bye, y'all.